They used to make fun of me and call me church girl because I would pray before all missions. And I'm like, you guys are going to laugh at me, but these prayers are what's keeping us safe. And we had a lot of atheists, people who were Buddhists, and they're like telling me to my face, I don't want to hear your prayers. And I was like, well, I'm still going to pray. And we never got hit. But what's crazy is that when I got in trouble because I was being a hothead overseas, I got in trouble and I got pulled off the road as a punishment. So I was angry. They got hit every single time by a bomb. I was not with them. And so one day I seen my team leader come up kind of clapping. I'm like, what's up, man? He was like, hey, can you come back out? We keep getting hit and we need your protection. Whatever you're praying, it's working. I went back out and we were never hit. And as a testament, I was telling him in the back, there's this one mission that really always sticks with me. I was falling asleep at the wheel. I was working 12 hours, sometimes 16-hour days. And I remember driving over a bomb and it did not detonate. What happened is a truck passed me and we usually wave and I waved at them. They went past me, hit the same bomb and blew up and killed 2 of the guys. Y'all, I was wild. I had speakers set up in my truck, so I used to play church music. And they used to be mad at me because I would be up in there having full-blown Pentecostal black church in my truck, playing music. I had my oil up in there, my anointing oil. I'm like, hey, you gonna get hit, but I ain't finna get hit. And you can not want these prayers all you want, but I guarantee you this, that we ain't getting touched. And we came home with 300 people, nobody died. They used to make
Peace and blessings to the chosen. First and foremost, all praises go and honor to Yahweh Bashem Al Shai. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to the Akim pushing his truth with sincerity and charity indeed. I'm the brother a lot, and I'm responding to the video in the intro. First, we'll start with Matthew 5:45, that ye may be the children of your Father which is in heaven, for he maketh his sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and send it rain on the just and the unjust. So whatever the Lord do, whether good or evil, right, onto anybody and everybody, it comes. And sometimes people's mojo may work for them. People that are into things on the left-hand side, people that pray to false idols, people that pray to false gods. Sometimes it may work for them, and yeah. But we have to remember that these are the things that are given to lead people into blindness. 2 Thessalonians 2:9, even him who is coming is after the working of Satan with all power, signs, and lying wonders. So yeah, sometimes evil can appear as something of light or something of good. It says, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause, God shall send them strong delusions, that they should believe a lie. And people have to believe a lie so they can be blinded and they can be led by the blind. So there are occasions where these people that went on the History Channel, I don't know if they do it anymore, but they went on the History Channel. They said they died and went to hell and came back to tell about it. And that's a funny loophole to me in Christianity, is that I thought you couldn't come back from hell, but you know, that's something they have to answer. These things I meant, you know. And another thing that Christianity tells you is that we're in the new covenant. When Hebrews 8:11 says, they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest. And that's not now. There's people that don't know the Lord. So it can't be now. But that's talking about the new covenant. Matthew 15:14, let them alone, that they be blind leaders of the blind. And if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch. So yeah, sometimes, hey, it's said among great Millstone Chicago, even a trash can gets a steak. A broken clock is right twice a day. So don't be surprised if some of these people, they mojo work for them, once in a while. Don't be surprised. Hey, a lot of people are working on the left hand side. They're praying to Satan. They're praying. They these people that's praying to cheesy rice, right? Don't be surprised. But I can tell you what, they not the people that's the followers of the true power. Because why? One thing they always say, God work in mysterious ways. But I'm going to show you right here. It says the mysteries, right? The mysterion is revealed to who? His servants, the prophets. He revealed his secrets to the servants, the prophets. That's in Amos, I think. I try to grab it. Matthew 13:11. And he answered and said unto them, because it is given you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. That's why he spoke to them in parables. Bear with me. Forgive me. I'm tripping right now. Okay. I spelled it right. That wasn't the one it was. But I got it here. Amos 3:7. Surely the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua will do nothing, but he revealed his secret unto his servants, the prophets. So if you don't know why the Lord doing what he doing and you say he worked in mysterious ways, that's because you on the outside looking in, delusional, thinking that you in the club and you're not. You're not in the club. The Lord not dealing with you. That's the point. These secrets were made. Hey, the book was sealed before it came to the Hebrew Israelites. The book was sealed. The gospel supposed to reach all four corners of the earth, and then the end come. Christianity had 400 years, 500 years. Hold on. Yeah, 400 years of being on every corner of the earth. I get it in Revelations. Just bear with me a moment. No, that's in Matthew 24:14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations. Then shall the end come. And I believe it's saying in the other gospel books, like maybe Mark, it says the gospel has to be preached on the four corners of the earth, on all the earth. So that means that after the gospel is preached, like very soon, the end is it. That's it. And we go straight into the kingdom of heaven. So the past 400 years of Christianity being on the whole world, being pushed on the whole world, on the four corners of the earth. Well, you know what I'm saying? Why the end didn't come then? Because it can't be the true gospel. In fact, the ways of Christianity is not of the gospel. And I go into that because I'm gonna bring that. Forgive me, technical difficulties. The video kind of cut off because of something, but to pick up where I left off, Jeremiah 5:7. How shall I pardon thee for this? Thy children have forsaken me, and sworn by them that there are no gods. When I had fed them to the full, then they commit adultery, and assemble themselves by the troops in the harlot houses. And this goes into a lot of those adulterous men and women that go into these churches. And the churches of Christianity are full of women. They're full of it. And I know the ways of Christianity because I was of them. I was once among them. Growing up under said parents and said household, you went to these churches. You know what I'm saying? You didn't really have your own thing because you were a kid. You went to these churches because that's what your parents had you do. You were under their household. You wasn't working and putting money on the table yet. You was a kid. So I done been among these churches, and I've seen how these Christians are, whether they be Protestant or Catholic. I've been in both of them, and in all of them, Baptist and Pentecostal. I've been among all those people, and they're not good people. They're not. I'm telling you the truth right now. They're not. Everything in Christianity is done for a show. In fact, when she said she was praying for them, what the Lord say? He said, pray not for the world. Them people didn't want her prayers. This the red letters. John 17:9. I pray for them. I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine. That is Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, talking to his father, Yahweh, saying, I pray for the men you gave me, the elect and the chosen, and the ones that's, and even the 1/3 that's supposed to escape this hell and that truly desire righteousness, that thirst and hunger for righteousness. Blessed are they that thirst and hunger for righteousness, by the way. Christianity don't thirst and hunger for righteousness. That pastor in that church, he want to be with your wife. Wait till sister so-and-so get single. He mess up one more time, I'm going to get up in there. These are the mentalities of these people that are in those Christianity churches, man. And what I mean when I say what they do it all for show, what was she doing? Praying out in the open. What Matthew 6 say? Do everything in secret. Do everything discreetly. I'm going to summarize the 6th chapter for you. And I'm going to pick a few verses in and out. But it says in verse 2 of the Matthew 6th chapter, therefore, when thou doest alms, do not sound a trumpet before thee, as do the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may have glory of men. So it say, when you do your alms, do it in secret, right? They go down, they say, when you pray, into your closet, right? Verse 5, when thou prayest, thou shalt not be as hypocrites are, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and in the corners of streets, that they may be seen of men. Verily, I say unto you, they have their reward. But thou, when thou prayest, enter into thy closet. And when thou shut thy door, pray to the Father which is in secret, and thy Father that seeth thee in secret shall reward thee openly. So when you pray, when you meditate, when you fast, right? When you do alms and you do charity, and when you do all these great things, when you read, when you do all these spiritual things and your servitude to the Lord, you do it in secret. You don't do it for a show. And I'm telling you that Christianity, everything is for a show. Everything. The faith they call their faith, right? Because this is the real faith. This is the truth. That's for a show. They do it for a show. And I also want to add something on that Jeremiah, man, as to why is the harlot house. Because I brought that out. I don't know if I broke that down as much as I wanted it to, but the harlot house, man, that's exactly what it is. Like I said, it's full of women, and what are those women? They in they older 50s, 60s, because they done spent their whole life hoeing. They were whores their whole life, and all of a sudden they want to give their life to cheese and rice. And now they done found God. That's what they say, verbatim. They found God. The pastor, he got a ex reputation of being a pimp, a hustler, a street pharmacist, maybe, you know. The pastor has history of busting people upside their heads, running their pockets, making them break themselves. These people are harlots, man. And committing not only the real adultery, but a whoring after idols, adultery spiritually. They ain't giving up that cheesy rice. They know that the image that they got up of what they believe to be to be the Son of God is false, and they still keep it up in the church. That's whoredom and idolatry and adultery. All is all spiritually. Nevertheless, man. Yeah, see, when you don't appear to men to fast in secret. Everything do in secret. So Lord willing, that was edifying. And I just wanted to say, don't be surprised that sometimes these people, they mojo or they left-handed magic or whatever they do, so sometimes it might work for them. Sometimes Satan do answer the prayers of these people. But Satan got to go through the Lord. Satan got to go through the Most High. Most High is the one that do all things. So, Lord willing, that was edifying. Shalom.